Hello and welcome to Design. Today I am so excited because we're talking about trends and not just trends, accessory trends. And we have a sponsor, you guys. Today's video is a little bit late just because I was waiting for everything to arrive. And the sponsor is Sapsana, a online store that brings you a variety of different designer actual silvers and golds and like real stones. So it's not just a cheap something knockoff, it's the actual material, and I am loving their site. I'll just show you guys really quickly what it's all about. You can see the website, very clean, very nice. Love the different styles that they have. Particularly my favorite thing that this site is able to do is do a lot of filters, so you can go earrings, rings and such, and events. And see, I'm clicking on trends, so these are kind of the trendy items. Not all of them of course were my kind of a favorite trend, but you can always filter things out. For instance, I'm picking the sterling silver, gold, 14 karat gold, always metal color, which one you prefer. So I chose a few, also ring sizes, maybe necklace sizes, and etc. And I'm just looking at a few different brands. So the items that I'm having right now is If More, and I just loved their really modern take. And you can always delete any kind of filter that you put up, and look at those. Those are some stunning modern, very simplistic designs, and they're silver. They're not just like an AliExpress kind of a $3 thing. There's okay, and yeah, here you go, my earrings right there. You can also see how big they are on a model. I'll show you just in a second. On here is my ring that I chose. I just decided to go for all silver, everything. And well, just because gold is a little too pricey. Also, they have plated gold also, as a little bit of a variety if you love the gold look but you're not willing to spend that much. And look at those, oh my gosh. So here you go, I'm showing you guys how you can see them close up with details and how they actually look on the model. This is very handy because like sometimes you have no idea how they are going to, like, how do you put these on? So here we go. I was so excited when they reached out to me, and by the end of the video I'll give you guys a 20% discount code so you can go and shop there. The shipping did take longer than I expected to get from Russia to Canada, but I was super duper excited when it arrived. Look, so gorgeous. Enough is enough. Let's get into trends, shall we? Let's start our trend journey, as I love to start with hats because they're at the top of your head, and we'll just work our way down. I do cover shoes and bags in a separate video just because they are like a really big chunk. So if you're interested about those types of accessories, the link will be down below. But we're talking about hats, like jewelry, like little things, belts, even stockings. So yes, just watch this video, okay guys? Okay, hats. I am a huge fan of hats. I have pretty long hair, so I don't wash it every day, and whenever like I'm between washes, hat is my number one best friend. So let's take a look at the most popular hat that was there. I can't say that I'm a fan, but let's just look, okay? So balaclava. Yes, that's kind of a ski mask hat thing that nobody really wears just because it looks really dorky. It was all over the runway, that was, oh my goodness, so many different brands had this. Balmain, Miu Miu, Moschino, who else? Just a lot. Like, I can see this being a trend with the skin tight everything, and also like it extending onto the hat. But actually Miu Miu had some really cute ones that are kind of like knitted and they're like all fuzzy. Yeah, that was really a cute moment. But I can't say that I'm a super big fan. Okay, so the next trend is the beanie hat. We also see this in a few shows. It's not as popular as the balaclava hat, but it is pretty out there, and I quite like it. It's very, very cool, very easy, like just go out, you know, it's like very chill. I kind of like it. So yeah, we have some of those hats from Chanel and from Etro and from a few other designers. We do see a few of the wide brim hats, but not to the same extent as the balaclava, let me tell you, but I'm still going to be wearing my super wide brim hat. In case you're wondering where this one's from, it's from Lack of Color, not sponsored, but if you're watching, I'm always glad. I love their hats. I probably have, I want to say 4, but it might be 5. Anyways, not that big of a collection, but I'm working on it. The next trend is the bucket hat. It's not going away anytime soon, I don't believe, but this time they incorporated like more of a trendier textile. So right now, very fuzzy things are super popular, like furry. So they do have some of those furry items, like bucket hats, more like a leather kind of effect of a hat, and just like playing around with the materials. I'm warming up to the idea of this hat, but still not quite there. The next one is the beret, and I love berets. I love them so much. I need to get a leather one, or like a pleated leather. It's like my dream at the moment. Okay, so the next trend is kind of like a hunter's hat. Yeah, I don't know what kind of hat is it. Oh, you guys, you know what? You're gonna be happy if for my viewers who've been watching me stress out over the ways of like naming things. I got myself this book. I was waiting for it for half a year from Amazon, you guys. So it's finally here. It was out of stock, and it has like all the different names of all different kind of wardrobe things, little history behind this and that. I highly suggest it if you're interested in fashion and going like into fashion and have no idea where to start. But it is pricey though. I think it was like $60. I know. It was surprisingly like smaller. I thought it was going to be like this big, but it's okay. Well, yeah, it says like a Russian trapper hat or Ushanka, but it's not quite the same. We also see kind of a little bit more of the Y2K moment with the blue marine having that little kind of a flat cap. I'm not a fan of 2YK movement whatsoever. I lived through it once. I don't want to live through it again. But you know, everybody has their own kind of taste, so I'm not going to be standing in their way. Have fun with fashion. It's okay. Not everybody likes everything, you know, so it's okay. More like a newsboy hat also. We have a variety of them, but balaclava is the most popular one out there by far. Okay, and a few just little like baseball caps here and there from Dolce & Gabbana, from Gucci Balenciaga collab, the 100 years of Gucci hat. I think it's gonna be like a collectible item. The rider's helmet from the Gucci Balenciaga show, which is quite fun. I don't know, like, would you just wear it every day, like in real life? Are you a jockey? I don't know. So the next trend is the like head scarves, like a kerchief, and we see this in so many shows, and we have more like retro prints on them too. So many shows. Anna Sue, Max Mara, Christian Dior. We see Versace rocking their new monogram print on their scarves. Just a lot of head scarves. Like the trend, you know, with a do go, and everybody's like in the car with their sunglasses and their head scarves. That's the trend, okay? Okay. So the next trend that we're going to be talking about in more like the earrings region, we see a lot of big rhinestones of some sort, either just like right on the lobe or maybe hanging just like a pendant. We also see like crystals, something shiny. We also see hoops. They're not going anywhere. They're kind of a classic. We see them round, we see them like even furry. I don't know about that one. We also see them like more of a square shape, maybe a little bit of like a fringe, a longer earring too, lots of like dangle earrings with that rhinestone on the bottom. We do see a little bit of asymmetry of having maybe just one earring or maybe having them a little bit different, but not to the same extent as it was like a few seasons ago. I think it's still relevant. I do like it. It's a little bit fun to spice up the way of wearing your jewelry that you already have. So yes, okay, let's move on to, I think these are sunglasses. Yes, sunglasses. We see kind of a large variety of them. So remember the super tiny ones? They're still there, but very small, like sliver. We see them more like a little bit bigger Y2K moments, like kind of just they're still there to protect your eyes, but they're not huge, enormous ones. And on the other side, we do see the huge, enormous sunglasses as well. So we can't really say that, oh no, it's just this type of glasses. So make sure to just follow your face shape, what works for you the best. Make your decision out of that instead of what's trendy right now. I still like to have those little tiny sunglasses, although they're not there to protect my eyes. They're there to make my outfit a little bit more spicy. You can see all the different types of sunglasses here. We see some different colored lenses, and of course the Y2K moment is gonna have their say with having like little rhinestones, like bedazzled. Remember the bedazzled days? I'm trying to forget, but it's there. So yeah, there's gonna be like little kind of a glass moment with those little beads in there. Yeah, I've like tried to strangle the idea out of my head, but it's still there. I really don't like that. I feel like it makes the outfit look really cheap. So you can definitely see the range from the very kind of smaller to the bigger, and then like the biggest ones from like Balmain and Dolce & Gabbana. If you're enjoying this content so far, please consider to like this video and potentially subscribe to this channel, as you know, I've put like tens of hours into this research, and for you it's just a little second to click that button, you know? Thank you. Let's move on to kind of hair accessories. We got to see a lot of those puffy headbands that Prada introduced a few years back. I am loving that because I bought one and I only wore it probably once or twice. So now I have a reason to wear it again. And we see more like rhinestone hairbands. Chanel had this band. I'm not sure if those are earrings coming off from their ears, or is it the headband that has like two little hanging things? That's what I'm thinking, because I haven't seen those earrings without the headband, you know? That's really cool. For instance, if you don't have your ears pierced, that's an excellent substitution, or maybe just a little something for your hair. We also see pearl moments in there. Dolce & Gabbana had a lot of rhinestone kind of moments in their hair, in their outfits, and of course little hairpins, not hairpins, safety pins, hairpins, yeah, just those things. I don't know what they are. Necklaces. We see a lot of layered necklaces, but a little bit more chunky than we had before with just a little pendant. The pendants are becoming lower, you know, on a long chain, maybe just one, not layered, and having something a little bit more massive on the end, like Chanel. I'm not sure, is that like a lipstick in there, or is that for your headphones? Some really like big things. We also see a lot of fringe moments, like from the necklaces, like in the Chanel and an Etro. Yeah, once again, lots of layered items. Also, if you're not a fan of the longer chains, we do see some rhinestones around the neck area. Here's a great example from Jill Sanders, D squared. Very classy, even like sets of, you know, the earrings and the necklace. A few little choker moments, not as crazy as like a few years back where everybody wore a choker. But yes, anyways, let's move on to pearls. They're there, yes. They're not as too extreme. They're more of a perfect round shape instead of a few seasons back, it was the natural pearl shape that can be a little bit unperfect. This time around, it's more like those round shapes everywhere. It doesn't have to be real. Like, I'm sure this Dolce & Gabbana outfit is not made of all real pearls that are like size of a fist. But yes, more rounded, more like perfect. Okay, I know that this example of a few of these are more like misshapen, but the majority of everything that was there was more like a bead rather than a natural pearl that is not perfect. Of course, Chanel has this. We see this in Dolce & Gabbana. We see this in many other shows. Let's move on to chains. Of course, chains are still here. We see chains everywhere on purses as well. We see chains on necks, just like kind of not super massive, but not very thin either. Like a nice balance. Bracelets, earrings with them, you name it, they have it. And if you're thinking about earrings and having that like thicker chain, make sure it's hollow inside so it's not like weighing down on your ear like crazy. There's some outfits actually having chains as their straps, a little chain around the neck. Love it. I'm here for it. Yes, even like little body chains over top of your outfit, like in Dolce & Gabbana. I love the way that they did it with the blazer. Balmain had some of the purses being worn as a hood and the strap from the bag as being like accessory. It's a really interesting way of having your bag. I've never even thought about it. And they have kind of similar size belts as well of that thicker chain. We do see a few of more of extreme chain sizes in Givenchy and in Balmain, of course. Main idea, chains are here to stay. Okay. Moving on to the next trend, and it is belts. So once again, we see chains there. Duh. And the thing is that we see belts with the lower drop of the pant. We see them still on around the waistline to accentuate it a little bit more. We also see, just if it's just regular outfit, higher rise, still the belt is on the waist. There is not too many lower belts that are accentuating the hips, but if you want to kind of pull your attention away maybe from your shoulders, then having that there will help you out. Or maybe you want to accentuate your hips a little bit more, then go ahead and wear that belt maybe lower. We also see a lot of belts being more like a harness kind of style. Simon Rocha has kind of a harness kind of style belts going on top of their sweaters. We see some of that in Rock. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. You know, me and my pronunciation, it's not, we're not friends. In Hula Johnson, more like a thicker belt, and we do see a lot of like thicker belts on the waistline. Dolce & Gabbana also had a few of those, and we also see this the thickness of the belt going towards like a corset style belt. If you guys love corsets, it's your time to shine. There's so many of them. Yeah. Well, yeah, once again, chains look, just a lot of chains, maybe some rhinestones, like in Blue Marine, the more of like Y2K rhinestones, shiny, glittery, anything. And they kind of have more like a lower belt, but not quite. So it kind of still covers their waist and just droops down like a necklace for your waist. And there are some examples of the lower rise with the belt on the pant itself. Alright, you guys, let's move on to tights. We know fall, winter is the colder months of the year, and we love us some tights, and especially some funky tights, for me at least. I do appreciate the natural, just like the black or the beige. I hate when the nudes are too light. They like tone down my tanness. Anyways, so we see a lot of different types of tights, and this particularly important because we see a lot of skin tight, like second skin shorts and shirts. So tights is like the next logical thing to it. So we see a lot of tights from Fendi, like with having their print on them being a little fancy, different colors and that, so that more like a retro style of a tight. Vivienne Westwood is having a really big comeback with their corsets, and she even has some of the kind of a punk rock fishnets up. So we'll probably get to see a little bit of comeback of that. We have more tights with like either logos of like, you know, like the polka dot, but instead of a polka dot, it's maybe like a little burst of something or a logo or something along the lines. Faux holdups, but not really. Like it, you know, it's like a different style of them. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so bracelets and rings. Let's talk about that. We already kind of touched base then. Lots of bracelets and rings are kind of more of the chain variety, maybe some rhinestones in there as well. We see rings. Rings are more kind of like multiple rings on one hand and having them all being kind of different but still kind of matched together. I love it. You can totally go vintage shopping for these and just, you know, be really cool. Okay, masks. In the area that I live right now, masks, we are allowed to be inside of the facilities without masks now. So these are a little bit late, maybe not. Probably the world as we know it will always have masks now. Maybe there will be like flare-ups of different kind of diseases. So we'll probably get to use them, but I remember when I was doing this analytic a year ago, everybody was like,
where are all the masks? We need the masks. Why didn't designers bring us masks?
And here we go, a year or two, a little bit too late, right? Yes. Okay, let's talk about gloves. We see lots of gloves, and particularly there are more longer gloves, maybe to the elbow or even higher. Maybe if they're like long, you can still wear them like a little scrambled here, so they're not just like up, they're having like a little bit of a ruching effect here. Lots of gloves, different materials, so it depends on kind of what's your style. Some even having like patterns on them, like the Fendi one, some being reflective like the Dolce & Gabbana, but more like leather gloves. And there's some fun of scarves here moments that are kind of the gloves are in the scarf, which is a really good idea. You won't lose them, right, if they're like around your neck too. Okay, we have some more fluffy, furry gloves, like from the trend of the furriness. So that makes sense. They're probably super duper warm too. All right, you guys, this is all for the trends of accessories. As I mentioned, there's another video for shoes and bags. Potentially in the future, I'll make them like separate, but it's one video that is pretty long. Okay, so as I promised, I have a code for you, and the code is Design. I know it's pretty easy to get your 20% off of the beautiful jewelry. Honestly, I think anybody can find what they're looking for there. I loved it. I loved it. So many designs, and it's genuine silver and gold, and oh my goodness, yes. So Russian designers have it together, you know. A big thank you to Sapsina for collaborating with me and giving you guys such a great deal on amazing quality items. Like, this is pretty heavy, you know. I love that they're so simple yet like trendy, you know, like having like the modern twist, but still, you know, being classical at the same time. Am I crazy? I don't think so. And once again, the link is going to be down below for this website. Thank you so much for watching it to the end. I know it's a pretty long video. I hope you guys are enjoying your day so far. And yeah, have a great day. Stay classy. Bye.